everyone, and welcome to Carnivorous Plants Hub. I wanted to take some time today and bring you a dormancy update for my Venus flytraps and sarracenia. It's February, and I'm still probably about 3 months away from fully pulling all these plants out of dormancy and putting them back outside. As you can see from the walls, the humidity stays pretty high in here during the winter due to me keeping the tent closed up for most of the time. When it warms up a bit, I'll open the tent back up and let it air out, but we've been under 20 degrees and as low as -3 degrees Fahrenheit for the last few weeks, so I've had to keep the tent pretty closed up. If you watch a lot of my videos, you've probably noticed that I've been on a bit of a hiatus lately. The winter months are my downtime for a lot of my plant-related content, so I decided in December to go ahead and take a break and pick things back up in January. Well, I got a nasty flu bug that kept me pretty sick for about a month. That was very unexpected, so my month off turned into 2. So I'm hoping that I can stay healthy now and consistently bring some more updated content back to the table. I wanted to start with this dormancy update. I had to take a second and show you this. If you remember last summer, I stuck some cut flower stalks into the substrate in a few different planters. I actually completely forgot about doing that, and I just noticed that this little guy was growing out of one of my flower stalks. I thought it was pretty cool and just really wanted to show you. You can kind of see the flower stalk sticking out of the ground there. It's got a little mold on the tip, but you can see that the Venus flytrap is sticking out of the ground. It's just a baby, but it is growing, and it looks like it's doing pretty good. There's also kind of a neat little insect there. I think it might be an earwig or something. Just kind of cool to look at. But yeah, I thought it was kind of cool that one of those took off, and I didn't even notice it until this late into dormancy. I'm doing my best to keep it above 40 degrees in the tent. My little heater is hooked up to a thermostat and it pops on every time the temperatures drop below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Every night my lights come on for about 4 hours. During this time, the lights heat up the tent and give my heater a rest. If I keep the tent closed, the tent will hold this heat and keep it around 50 degrees for several hours after the lights go out. Once it drops below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, my heater will turn on again, maintaining temperatures around that 40-degree mark. It looks like we're almost out of these really cold temperatures and should be heating up soon. If temperatures stay above 30 degrees outside, the tent usually does a good job of maintaining above or around 40 degrees without any assistance from the heater. I usually only need it when temperatures drop consistently below 20 degrees. Once March arrives, I'll increase my light output by 2 hours, increasing it up to 6 hours. I like to gradually increase my light output as I get closer to the end of dormancy. Every month, I'll increase the light by 2 hours. By May, the lights will be on for 10 to 12 hours a night. As soon as temperatures outside stay above freezing overnight consistently, I'll move all my plants out into the sun full time for the summer. I do think it's really important to call out that Venus flytraps and sarracenia are both pretty hardy plants. They can and will survive colder temperatures than the 40 degrees Fahrenheit that I've been talking about. I've seen them freeze for weeks at a time and come out of it without a scratch. However, I think it's also important to note that I've seen Venus flytraps and sarracenia die after being frozen for too long. In my opinion, 40 degrees Fahrenheit seems to be an optimal temperature for dormancy. A little bit on the warmer side, like say up around 50-60 degrees, the plants will go into a partial dormancy. They'll still grow a little bit, but they tend to slow way down. But it doesn't seem like it's quite enough dormancy for them to go into a really good state so that the rhizome is able to take a good rest and actually be able to store up a lot of energy. They can also survive much colder, but I noticed that the survival rates tend to decrease a little bit once temperatures get down below 30 degrees. I know a lot of people leave them outside during the wintertime in freezing temperatures and they do survive, and that's really great, and that might be something that works really great for you. I just try to give mine the most optimal temperatures and environments to give them the best chance to survive and come out healthy when spring arrives. I try to keep up with the dead growth. If I see dead black growth, I try to keep them trimmed. This is a good idea as a dead growth can be a breeding ground for mold and mildew, especially in the wintertime. I do have my fan running to help keep some airflow in the tent. This does help combat the mold and mildew. I think it's really important that if you have a closed setup like mine, that you have some kind of airflow for the plants. Right now, it's been about a month since I've watered last. There's a little bit of water in the bottom of these trays, and I can feel the substrate is still very wet. I don't like keeping the trays filled high in the winter, it's just not necessary. I've had some problems with rot in the past, and I really believe that this was attributed to keeping the water levels too high in the wintertime. I strongly recommend allowing the trays to dry out a bit and just keep an eye on the substrate. If your temperatures are down around 40 degrees and under, that substrate will hold the water for weeks and weeks at a time. It's just not necessary to keep your water tray super full of water in the wintertime. That substrate's going to hold it for a long time. I still have some more information and some things that I want to show you, But real quick, I just wanted to remind you that I'm still selling my premium substrate and I still have some pings available. My best seller since last summer has been the Hydro Farm planter and the bag of substrate in the form of a repotting kit. The bag of substrate is enough to fill the planter and then some. This is a great option for repotting your plant this spring. Remember, middle to the end of dormancy period are best times to repot a Venus flytrap and sarracenia as they're the least active. The disturbance to the plants are less during this time, making it the best opportunity to repot. Head on over to my website, carnivorousplanthub.com, and see what's available. Better hurry though, I frequently sell out of my substrate as I struggle sometimes to make it fast enough to keep up with the demand. I also wanted to mention real quick that California Carnivores has a great selection of plants even in the middle of winter. If you're in the market for a new carnivorous plant, I strongly recommend heading on over to their website and seeing what's available. Remember to use my code BUGEATER, that's BUGEATER, to get 10% off your order. Head on over there now and get yourself a new plant. You know you deserve it. Looking at some of these Venus flytraps, you can see that it's a bit of a misconception that when Venus flytraps go dormant that they look really dead. They definitely don't look as amazing as they do in the summertime, but what I find is that a healthy, dormant Venus flytrap mostly either just stops growing or slows way down. This will depend on how much light and how warm your plants are. The colder the temperatures and the less light they receive, the less growth that will happen. If it's cold enough and almost no light, they'll actually stop growing altogether. However, much of the existing growth should still stay green and bright, and as you can see, some new leaves even start to pop up. If you have a plant that is rapidly turning black or you've noticed that all the leaves are now black, this is probably a sign of an unhealthy plant. Dormancy is a period where rot often occurs. If all leaves are black or you notice that several have turned black really quickly, I recommend pulling the plant out of the substrate and checking the rhizome. If the rhizome is still white, your plant has a chance. If the rhizome is all brown or black, it's probably too late. If your rhizome is white, repot it immediately and try to pull back the watering just a bit. You still never want it to dry completely out, but you also don't need to have that rhizome sitting in a really muddy, boggy substrate. Sometimes it'll start to put out new leaves, but sometimes it's a bit too late. But as long as that rhizome is white, there's always at least a little bit of a chance. I actually kind of thought this was cool too, kind of another bug check, but check out this huge grasshopper that died under this leafy plant on one of my sarracenia. I felt kind of bad when I saw it because it's such a cool bug, but I also thought it was really cool and just wanted to share it with you. Grasshoppers are actually really cool insects. I thought this was really interesting. And if you want some great information regarding Venus flytrap dormancy, please check out the video popping up on the screen now. It has a little bit more information than what I shared earlier, and it's a little more detailed. There's a lot of bad information out there, and I do my best to only give the best info that I have to help keep your carnivorous plants alive all winter long. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I really hope to catch you in my next video. Bye!